Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're gonna have a look at the Galaxy S10 in 2020. Now, you can still pick up the Galaxy S10 brand new from Samsung. If you're picking it up brand new, you can expect to pay around $500, $600, even $700 again, depending on the configuration of the device. You can also go the used route, and if you're going the used route, I would say you get much more value for your money than picking it up brand new from Samsung. If you're going the used route, you can find the S10 for again approximately $500, $600 to sometimes even $400 again, depending upon condition and configuration of the device. And the device I have right here is a black version. It is the Exynos version with 8 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage. Now, the black version, in my opinion, isn't gonna be the best in terms of looks. I have been always using this device in the case, so it pretty much is in pristine condition. But if you plan on using it without a case, which I highly do not recommend, you will notice that it is a fingerprint magnet, and you do find a lot of dirt and grime accumulating on the back, especially around this camera lens area, which is really hard to clean up. And also you will obviously have a few minor scratches at the bottom, again, just by setting the device down and using it day to day. Now, in terms of durability of the display, I have to say that the display is doing much better than the rear glass panel. It isn't very prone to scratches, although I do have a couple of scratches here and there on the display. That again is completely normal, as you can try and use it. I have not had any kind of screen protector on the device, and yes, it's always been in a case, so pretty much the sides, the aluminum bands still look extremely pristine overall. But the reason I would not recommend anyone use the S10 without a device is the display, because in case you crack the display, it's going to cost a whole lot of money to get that display replaced. So just keep that in mind. Now, moving to the device itself, let's begin with the display. The display, when the S10 was released, was something really nice. It was a fantastic break from the notch. We finally have the hole punch cutout right there. And yes, some say it does intrude when you're consuming media and content. Yes, that happens, but it's still way better than Apple's notch. But I would still have preferred something like a pop-up camera over the hole punch cutout. But other than that, the display is a fantastic display. It is a Quad HD Super AMOLED display. It is a fantastic display from Samsung. If you want the best display in the industry, Samsung is the one you got to get, because this display is so nice and vibrant. It peaks out at 1200 nits, and it's extremely easily visible in outdoor bright sunlight. You're pretty much not going to have any issues looking at the display outdoors. Now, other than that, the display, when you pick up the S10 out of the box, the display is set in terms of resolution to approximately 1080p. But yes, I would love to always use it at 1440p just to get the most out of the device. Now, obviously, if you're going to use 1440p, you will notice a slight drain in battery life. But again, I really don't think that's going to be a big issue, since the S10 does also support fast charging. So I really wouldn't even think of worrying about anything like that. But in terms of the display quality, guys, it's fantastic. It's been a wonderful experience using the display. Anything you view on the display looks absolutely gorgeous. I haven't had any burn-in or anything like that. It's been a fantastic display. So again, if you want the best display, you got to get a Samsung. Now, moving ahead, the overall body, again, Samsung's done a fantastic job when it comes to the overall body. It's got a 3400 milliamp battery inside, and it's a huge 6.1-inch display, and it feels so light in the hand. It feels really good in the hand. Looking at performance, as I said, this is the Exynos version. Now, there has been a lot of talk between a bit of a low performance when it comes to battery life, cameras, and connectivity on the Exynos versions when you compare them to their Snapdragon counterparts. Yes, that is true. But guys, trust me, when you're trying to use the S10 as it is, without comparing it to a Snapdragon one side by side, you are absolutely not going to know the difference between the Exynos version and the Snapdragon version. They're pretty much neck and neck. Yes, the Snapdragon version is slightly better, But guys, if you're not going to have them together side by side to compare, you're pretty much not going to have any way to know that the Exynos is slightly lower in terms of performance. I have been using this device for a long time, and I have not had any complaints when it comes to performance, battery life, or the cameras. It's been working so fluid, it's been working so well, and the experience has been fantastic. So I would really not bother looking at the Exynos or the Snapdragon version. But if you are someone who wants the best for his money, again, the facts are facts. Get the Snapdragon version. Now, looking at performance, as I said, the software is One UI. Now, when the S10 did come out, we had One UI 1.0. Right now, we are on One UI 2.0, right there on Android 10. The One UI 2.1 update is also due for the S10. That's in the works, so expect that shortly. But there is one drawback when it comes to software: Samsung updates. Now, updates to the software of your device is going to take quite a bit of time on Samsung, and Samsung isn't the best when it comes to software updates. You can maximum expect approximately 2 years of software updates to your Samsung device, and then maybe a couple of security updates here and there in the months to come. But other than that, you're pretty much done out of software updates. If you're someone who really prioritizes software updates, I would highly recommend you steer away from a Samsung device, because you're really not going to be satisfied with Samsung's update process. If you want the best phones to give you software updates, you have to go to Apple. They at least support their phones for a minimum of 5 years, sometimes even 6, and it could get to 7. So if you want software updates, it's not going to be a Samsung, it's going to be Apple. But if you are willing to look over the issue of software updates, which I highly recommend Samsung starts looking over into, I would still highly recommend looking at the S10. Now, also guys, One UI, I haven't had any issues with it. It's been nice, it's been speedy, it's been smooth. But again, the animations, especially when opening and closing apps, I frankly don't think they are necessary. They just add to slightly bit more time compared to One UI, which was instant opening of the applications. But again, it isn't slow, it's just that the animations are different. Other than that, Samsung offers absolute ton of features when it comes to their applications. You have split screen, you have pop-up view, you have a ton of applications that you can use and enjoy on a Galaxy phone. And if you're someone who really enjoys multitasking and things like that, then yes, a Samsung device is for you, and you can do a whole lot with what One UI offers. Other than that, I would say if you're someone who wants a device which is looking to be more of a basic device, who just wants something that's going to work, well, I wouldn't recommend looking at One UI, because One UI or even a Samsung experience to get up and get started is slightly bit more complicated than when you compare it to the iPhone experience or to stock Android or even to the OnePlus experience. Samsung, yes, it is a bit slightly complicated. What I mean is basically you have 2 email apps, you have the Samsung Galaxy Store, you have the Play Store, you have to sign when you set up your Samsung device. You have to sign into your Samsung account, you have to sign into your Google account. So yeah, you have a lot of duplication of information here and there, and it isn't a streamlined experience. So if you're someone who really isn't willing to go through all of that, just get your device set up, then again, I wouldn't highly recommend looking at another option other than a Samsung device. Now, looking at that battery, so the S10 has a 3400 milliamp hour battery, and it isn't the biggest out there. If you want the biggest battery, go up to the S10 Plus. You will get a 4000 plus milliamp hour battery over there. But again, charging, fast charging is here, wireless charging is here, and that 3400 mAh battery charges up really quickly. 30 minutes of charge gets you approximately 50 to 60% of battery life right from zero. So that is absolutely fantastic. So you really don't have to worry about battery life. And one thing that I really love about Samsung's software is their power mode. So this really does extend the battery life, especially if you're running low on battery. For example, right now if I enable medium power saving mode, I can pretty much get an estimated battery life of about a day and 10 hours. Guys, I charged the phone today morning and right now it is 5:52 p.m. and I am at 54% of battery. So if I enable a power saving mode, I can still get through another entire day tomorrow. Yes, that will drop out some features, but again, that is absolutely mind-blowing. So yeah, you've got the features, and I really don't think you're gonna have any issues when it comes to battery on the S10. But again, if you're a very heavy user who does a lot of photos, videos, heavy gaming, phone calls here and there, then yes, look at the S10 Plus or even the newer S20 lineup. Now looking at the camera experience, we have 3 lenses at the back, a 16 megapixel, a wide lens, an ultra wide camera, and a telephoto. Now the overall camera experience has been really nice. I have enjoyed using the S10's camera every single day, all day, especially in the super wide angle lens. It's been fantastic getting really nice photos on this camera. Now I have to tell you guys, the one drawback of Samsung's camera processing is basically the pictures that turn out aren't going to be true to life. So if you are someone who wants very true to life pictures, I would highly recommend you look at the Google Pixel or on the iPhone, because Samsung loves to punch up those colors. For example, this is an example. This photo was taken early in the morning, and the phone has really pushed up a lot of colors. In reality, the sky was much darker than what the photo looks. I could barely even see that lamppost right there, and yeah, I could even barely see the tree line. So yeah, this is not the way it was looking in real life. I do have a couple more pictures that do pretty much show you the same things. This is another one. This is a picture of a flower in the garden. In reality, the flower and the leaves around it aren't so vibrant, aren't so rich. In reality, they are much more toned down, but in the pictures it really looks extremely vibrant and rich. So again, if you're someone who loves those vibrant punchy colors, obviously the Samsung is going to do a fantastic job. But again, if you're someone who wants natural ones, I would not recommend this. Now when it comes to low light photography, you do have a lot of modes that Samsung offers. You have live focus the video, and the overall experience performance within the camera app is also really good. No lag whatsoever. Video, you max it out at 4K at 60 FPS, and during that time, yes, the phone does get kind of warm, but again, I think that's kind of okay, because it hasn't been so well optimized. But yeah, the video quality is there, and I really do also enjoy super slow the night mode on the S10. Now again, the night mode isn't going to be the best. You cannot compare the S10's night mode to the night mode you will get on the Google Pixel or on the iPhone, because those are way better than Samsung's. Samsung again, in terms of night mode, really punches up the colors, and it isn't a true experience. I have this photo to prove that. This is a night photo where I was trying to take a photo of the moon, and as you can see, this really doesn't look like a night photo. It's quite bright. You can see the leaves, the houses. There's another plant right there, and in reality, I could just see the moon with a little bit of light in the sky. I could not see the trees or the houses or anything like that. So yeah, the S10 will bring to light a lot of picture, a lot of stuff in the dark, but it's not going to be the best when it comes to night photos. It does take really good photos, don't get me wrong, but if you want the best night photos, true to life night photos, it's going to be the iPhone or the Google Pixel. Now looking at features, the S10 does offer you facial unlocking and the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. Now the fingerprint scanner, when the S10 did launch, was a bit gimmicky. It wasn't that reliable, but as we've had software updates for about a year right now, the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor is much more reliable. It's easily about a 9 out of 10 success rate, so I have no issues whatsoever, and that is a fantastic feature as well. Other than that, you do have Samsung Pay, so that is also very nice. Samsung Pay is pretty much compatible at almost 90% of all the stores worldwide, so you have no issues right there. In terms of another feature, we have wireless power share. Now guys, I wouldn't say it is a gimmick. It's been quite useful, but again, the rate of charging the other device is quite slow, and once you do use wireless power share, the battery life of the S10 pretty much nosedives instantly. So you can use wireless power share to charge up your other devices, but I would still recommend you stick to charging up the Galaxy Buds or the Galaxy Watch. Now, Samsung One UI 2.0 did enable this really good feature called battery limit while using wireless power share. So basically, while you are wirelessly power sharing your device's battery with another device, that device can continue to charge until your S10 hits a particular limit. So once your S10 hits 30% of battery, wireless power share will be automatically disabled. So pretty much you would have been able to help another person charge the other device as well as save the battery life on your S10. Now again, obviously you can change up the battery limit as per your pleasing, but again, by default it is at 30%. So that is wireless power share. But overall, the big question right now, guys, should you buy the S10 for 2020? And I would definitely say yes, it is a big bargain right now. Given what the S10 offers, given the price range the S10 is available at, I mean, it's still a pretty much new flagship. It came out in Feb of 2019. The feature set is still relevant. The display is fantastic. You can expect pretty much another whole year of updates. The battery life is great, the cameras are good. You've got a lot of pros going for the S10, and I would highly recommend looking at the S10, at least considering the device in 2020. It is a fantastic option, and if you guys do get a really good price on the S10, it's a fantastic bargain for 2020. Well, that's it, guys. If you did like the video, hit that like button and that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.